Hello, we are UC-82 trip logger, and we're going to be explaining our project. We designed our application in the Flutter framework in the Dart language. We chose Flutter because it allowed us to create a UI using widgets, which are the core building blocks for our application. It encapsulates everything from the visual appearance to the way an application interacts with the user. We also developed our application using a 3-tier architecture with presentation, application, and data layers. Presentation is the UI, application is core logic, and data the storage of trips. We implemented GPS through a library called Geolocator, which gets the user position from a position stream. With this library, we implemented methods to track the user using those positions from the streams and calculate distance using a built-in method from Geolocator that compares the latitude and longitude of 2 different points. Start tracking and end tracking were also implemented, which also handle permission management.
Entries from the entry list are saved on a per-line basis within a CSV file. At the bottom of the slide, we included 2 example entries. Rather than relying on an internet connection, we opted to keep the data locally on the user's device. This is because in the conditions we expect our app to be used, an internet connection is not always guaranteed. A future feature that has been in consideration is to allow users to opt into cloud storage implemented via Google's Firebase. Users can press the GPS toggle button in the bottom left of the screen to enable or disable trip tracking. With this, the end user can start a GPS trip, which will activate the GPS module of our program. After the user has pressed the button again, indicating they have finished their trip, the GPS module stops and the new trip is immediately reflected in the list.
Entries will have add entry and edit entry. When adding an entry, it'll check to see if it's already tracking a trip. Only if it is not, then there will be a dialog box that will prompt the user to enter the start time, end time, mileage, and tag. Once the user enters the information and clicks on add entry, it'll create the new entry object into the log. For editing an entry, a user would just click on an existing entry. It'll first create a text editing controller for each field to hold the current value. The mileage and tags will be pre-filled with the text field widget, and the user simply just adjusts their data in the entry and click on edit to confirm the changes to the storage.
So now I'm going to show you our application actually working. So right now you're seeing our application load up. And then once it's loaded up, you're going to be able to see entries, and then you can see date, duration, and tags of those entries. So we're going to show you a few functionalities of our application. So you're going to be able to see filtering, editing entries, deleting entries, and then creating entries with a GPS. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of the showcase.